Welcome back, Summoners, to 2018 LVL Spring Term. My name is Vulcan, with me is Atlas. We will be your shadowcasters for the last match because under match 4, it will be I Academy defaulting. So FIT I Tamaros takes away the win.
Of course, after this game, it's going to be the tiebreakers. Actually, in this game, it's going to be quite intense. It is going to be UST Teletigers versus AMA Clash Masters.
Because in this game, Summoners out there watching, if you did see the standings, maybe we can show you the standings to give you a clearer picture to see what the last match has in store for us. The bearing, the fate of TUP actually is on the line here because Monstro Velprodugium is at 4-5-0, 5-4. If you look at for UST, they're top 1 without a doubt, but AMA Clash Masters is 5-3.
Yeah.
So, Atlas, I think you're aware of the scenario. Why don't you break it out for us?
If, for TUP fans here, you're going to have to hope that UST wins this. Because if UST wins, the fight for that spot is going to be AMA versus TUP. However, if AMA wins this, they will be 5-4, equal to TUP. But since AMA wins the matchup here, it is for the head-to-head.
Yes,
it is going to be AMA taking away the spot at TUP. It's dropped out of playoffs, so it's just unfortunate. So for TUP fans out there, you better be cheering for UST this game.
Well, enemy of my enemy is my friend, so maybe TUP fans will hope that UST will win this match. But for AMA fans here, this is actually a quite interesting match because as for TUP, we did pick them as one of the top teams entering the LVL, but let's see here on the drafting phase to further, let's say, give some more information to our summoners, because AMA right now can control how TUP fates go. If UST wins this, guys, AMA and TUP will be going into a tiebreaker. But if AMA wins this, they knock out TUP with any chances of playoffs and moving on to their own tiebreaker with DLSU.
That's scary though. Like, you take down UST, the highest rated team right now, and then after that it's another boss fight with DLSU. So it's gonna be tough if AMA wins this. But of course, it all begins in the drafting phase. For this one, UST Teletigers, they take out the Zed, they take out the Aurelia. Powerful pick here in the Aurelia, and they don't want to face Nieva Zed. As for AMA, they have a little bit of focus on the mid lane as well with Saris and Nivea, as well as that is going to be Cho'Gath banned out from the top lane.
Understandable ban towards the Kennen onto UST's side, because Kennen has been rising in quite the popularity due to the recently reworked runes, with the Nimbus Cloak being a great tool for Kennen to close central target. But right now in this patch 8.11, you see in the trends here for the LVL Week 6 that Lucian is one of the highest priority.
Yeah. Very, very powerful here. And AMA, they can respond to this with a Kaisa. Both of these AD carries not very affected by the changes to the crit items. So basically, they have their own build paths that are very strong, very viable here. And it seems like AMA, they might go for that Sejuani jungle there. They want early pressure in the lanes here with the CC and ganking power that So can bring in. Let's see how the UST responds to this.
So Sejuani picked on the red side. They're working with at least treating things up with giving a Lucian here. But now, Lulu.
Oh, Lulu.
Okay, I think I feel with Chisto when he does see a Lulu, it's pretty much stupid and ridiculous how Lulu is very powerful, because you don't need to mash your keys, and it goes well with Lucian. And for UST,
it goes well with a lot of possible bot laners as well. Trundle will be locked in here for UST, so very flexible in their 2 picks here. As for AMA, going for the Soraka.
Trundle being the pick answer towards the Sejuani onto AMA's side. So we know the classic matchup. Sejuani gets picked. Pick a Trundle to a Sejuani, you have the upper hand.
Just shred that armor and magic resist. Make that tank hurt. As for the second rotation of bans, AMA, they will ban out the Ornn, very powerful in this 8.11 UST. They don't want to deal with the Fiora from spells. AMA, lots of respect as well to Sarah. Zoe banned out. We did see Sarah get some really good snipes in his previous games with a paddle star, just taking down his enemies, like almost 100-0 them. UST takes out the Jax from AMA. A very powerful pick indeed for a comfortable pick for these players. AMA goes for the Rise.
If you notice on UST's side, they're banning away a lot of heavy split pushing champions such as the Cannon, the Fiora, and the Jax. But UST, I think we did see this in one of the trends in 8.11, the Singe being picked in the top lane.
It's very good all around. Singe has very few weaknesses as of this 8.11, and definitely he is going to be a fair strong. It's actually one of the few times he hasn't been banned today.
That's why they've been banning out the Fiora and the Jax.
Yeah.
So quite a bad spot for AMA's side, because for UST, they're just taking away the Singe.
They can go for the Yasuo here, which can go mid lane.
They're taking away the Singe and the Lucian, so a lot of power picks being going to UST. Singe having no bad matchups, and Dark Seal is just ridiculous.
Yeah, there's so much sustain, and you can stack it too. So just that regen can just absolutely control you. Darius is going to be their answer to the Singe threat here. It is a pretty decent, has his own share of damage, but it's still going to be very tough because Singe is just, whoa, just absolutely a powerhouse in the top side. I don't know how Spells is going to have to deal with the push that Singe can bring in. Seems like it's going to be very tough here.
So I think for the summoners out there rooting for TUP, TUP fans out there, you need to bet that or hope that UST will be taking away this game. But looking at the picks, maybe there's some hope in for TUP. Maybe UST will run away with this game. But as we all say in the caster desk, guys, it all comes down to execution in Summoner's Rift. AMA working with the Darius in the top lane, so to try and deny some of the ridiculous sustain coming from the Singe, they would try and bleed it out with the Darius.
I'm wondering if they're actually gonna swap this to the bot side, because either of these two laners, Nyabe can potentially deal with that Rise with that point and click snare.
Oh my god, it's going.
But it seems like it actually seems like they will lock in a Spiegel on that Yasuo.
Oh boy.
And Sarah on that Lucian. Of course, Lucian a little bit less weak against Nieve's Rise here. Cancel fend for himself if he gets snared. As for Spiegel, with that, Lulu is going to be quite powerful, a lot of survivability, but of course, we'll see how all that plays out.
Okay, on to Summoner's Rift for our last match before the tiebreakers. The UST Tele Tigers on the blue side versus AMA Clash Masters on the red side. So, right off the bat, guys, you can see that Spiegel will be running the Yasuo in the bot lane. So, I think for Relapse, he may have a difficult time facing against his Yasuo due to the fact that the wind wall can just
block a lot.
Block everything, actually.
Yeah, Cathian Rain, every single one of these skill shots.
Even his
Relapse
ultimate.
and auto attacks is going to be very tough here. Relapse at level 6 could potentially outmaneuver and go behind the wind wall, but that's just putting himself at a dangerous position because Crescio running the Ignite here, Spiegel with the exhaust, they want to go in hard.
I'm kind of scared.
Want to take down Relapse very quickly.
Yeah, for Relapse, he has to go all in. Do you really want to go all in when there is a Lulu and a Yasuo?
That's really the big problem here.
Free knockup from the Lulu's ultimate, so that's something for our viewers out there. May watch out. So to
something to consider.
Yes. So to all the summoners watching right now, thank you so much for tuning into the 2018 Elvish Spring Term. We are now on our last match before the tiebreakers. For those who are just joining in, you can see in your maps here, Vision being established by UST.
A little bit of information for UST, of course. This is Juani, normally does start around here, this buff. Seems like they will both be starting around the bottom side. They want to possibly get some control around the top side of the map, clear their jungle camps here, possibly meet each other at some point. Sirius would really want that.
Yeah, so with the information on the USC side, with the blue star from Sejuani, you see Sirius immediately going towards his blue side. But for Zoe, of course, we know Sejuani, blue 2 wolf is standard.
He's going to be very reliable, not that healthy at this point. He still has some of his potion charges, but this is going to hurt a lot. As for Sirius, a little bit more healthy indeed, faster clear as well.
I kind of want to see how things will pan out in the top lane, but most of the time we're seeing the actions and around the map is the fact that we are seeing the bot lane Yasuo with Lulu. So immediately look at the chip damage. Okay, that's not even chip damage, that's ridiculous damage. Look at the burst coming from Crescio's Lulu.
That was very good trade there coming from Crescio.
That's something they have to watch out.
Look at that, Espiegel.
Oh my
He really wants that, but he can't go in quite yet with Ken Frost right around the corner.
Okay, you see on the map, on the mini-map, pings here being heard by AMA. Nav running away under his tower. The Sejuani is spotted in the top side. Looks like they did meet eyes there with the Trundle and the Sejuani, leaving the top laners alone.
Zoe definitely does not want to face Sirius at that health, so he has to back off there, possibly just get his Krugs right there. Of course, in the top side, around level 1, level 2, Nav does get beaten down by Spelts, seeing as, especially if Spelts just gets a Conqueror out as well as the full bleed stack. That is going to give a huge beating down to Nav, but of course he has that sustain from the refillable potion and the Dark Seal.
Oh, great invade coming from Sirius to proxy that. Looks like, looking at the map, we can see that Sejuani is in the Krugs. Recalls right there, so Sirius takes away the whole Raptor camp. Available in the mid lane back here. Ice Pillar has been established there in the mid lane. The bind was there on the Trundle to stop any movement. Niebe did manage to back off.
Just a lot of damage here onto Niebe. Will help out Sarah a little bit. Seems like right now.
Oh, great fling coming from the Sage. 2 shots from Spelts, flashing out. Really close call from Spelts.
Gotta be very careful around that Singe, especially if you're near a tower and no minion is taking that aggro. It just takes a lot of damage. Has to burn his flash. Could possibly recall here.
Oh, but note that we did see movement across the river. Looks like the Lulu will just back away, giving the Skullcrab to Zoe. But yeah, in the top lane, it's kind of tricky for Spelts because even if you hit the Singe once, you fling it towards the far range, doesn't matter if there's minions because the bleed damage will immediately aggro you. So that's going to be a tricky spot for Spelts. He cannot afford to be, too confident.
Yeah. Even with that beatdown, once he's level 4, once he's set up, Spelts even had a good trade, but he's still so low, has to push back this wave and then possibly recall. As for Nav, stacking up that regeneration, Zoe could go for Sarah here as he comes out of the bush.
Spotted by the ward in the brush. Zoe tried to go with the assault, but Sarah did get away with his pursuit.
Very, very quick response there coming from him. Just as soon as he saw the bear, he just jumps out of there real quick, avoiding any possible casualties.
Flash in, first blood. Did not see that coming. Kill pressure support is the game here. As the Ignite will finish him up, but Relapse will get a trade off onto the Lulu.
Has to be careful. He has that tornado from the strike there.
This is quite interesting because, wait a minute. As Spigel's card low, Relapse does have the upper hand, but immediately...
He has the heal, but of course the Exhaust is also in his Spiegel, so it seems like neither of them want to take that chance and back off.
Zoe going in for his second visit in the mid lane just to say hello to Sarah. Can he go for more? Wants to catch up some EXP in the mid lane to at least match the level of Sirius, because remember guys, Zoe did lose the whole Raptor camp in the early game.
And look at that, it's actually manifesting in the discrepancy. 10 CS in a jungle is around 2 to 3 camps, so definitely that is going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for Zoe, especially since he wants to reach level 6 as fast as possible to get this maximum ganking potential.
You may expect that Sirius will go for more invades. A Tiamat has been rushed by this Trundle, so that's something that you guys want to watch out for. As
Nav gets a good fling here.
That's a good fling here. Place the pillar just at the right time. Cuts him up from the escape. There's the slow. Spells the slow. And
Man,
Zoe was a bit too late.
That is bad time there for Darius. Does not want to get killed right there. This puts him at quite a behind position here, so Nav can just continue beating him down to Spiegel.
Going in there, Spiegel knocks up to there, gets exhausted right down, forcing out a flash from Relapse. Goes in with an EQ for the last hit there, but Relapse does survive in that brawl. But meanwhile in the mid lane, looks like across the map, a solo kill happened in the mid lane. Sarah picks up 1 kill.
So much damage here come from Sarah, and Niebe, of course, Rise does scale a little bit with mana. However, that does not compare to the base to the combat stats and the lifesteal of that Bilgewater Cutlass. And Sarah with the Ignite just burns him down.
And let's see the replay on what we missed in the mid lane.
Ooh, Culling. That damage should not be underestimated. Even with the root, even with the attempt to sidestep, that's just way too much. And the Ignite just cuts down that potion regen and roasts him down.
Best the attack, more damage. What a secure at the mid lane of UST Teletigers. Sarah for the solo kill. Now in the bot lane, note that Relapse. Both summoners are down. And for Espiegel, His exhaust was used, but Threshold will have his ignite up soon, making the heal pretty much useless.
And the Spiegel has his flash up as well, so if they want to go for something, they can't possibly take down relapse here. It's going to be very dangerous for this bot lane.
Zoe is level 6, ready to go for a gank, but can he make it a successful gank, seeing how... Look at the CS of relapse, everyone. You can see a 51 to 61 advantage for a Spiegel being
a little over a wave, and that is a little bit substantial, but not enough to make a huge deficit, because especially in this very aggressive lane that always wants to keep going at you, that's actually a respectable amount of CS to have, especially if you're Kaisa, who doesn't have the best range out of all AD carries. So a Spiegel can very easily jump on him.
This is great because this is great for Yasuo, because we all know that amongst the ADCs, Kaisa has the lowest range because she has to all in. But you can't all in on a Yasuo and a Lulu. Looks the prison attack has been pumped. Get your prison. Does not connect for the cancel from the calling. Great response from Sejuani, but Sarah getting most out of that ultimate, forcing out the rise.
Yeah, and Sarah so far has been very good at avoiding.
Last breath.
Ooh, not quite, not quite.
Not yet, because we see Cresho. It's just level
Ooh,
5.
he wants to go for Zoe.
Oh, ward's being placed there.
Pushes him out of the
Oh, this is huge. Red buff being stolen away by UST Teletigers. Looks like Sirius is really in the zone here, invading the Raptors, and now the red buff.
I feel like everywhere, the pressure in the map being applied by UST is very good. Sirius is doing all he can to steal resources from the opposing jungler and get the ganks before he does. So far, the power of the Sejuani is being able to gank early, have that reliable CC in these ganks. But so far, Sirius has been doing a very good job at trying to deny that. Ooh, this is going to be a very dirty dive if they go for spells.
No wards being established.
And Zoe has recall, so there's no chance for a counter gank here. This is going to be very sad.
Oh, Ice Pillar slow, Sticky Groove for the extra zone out. Spells does flash away. Fling in here. There's the wish, but will he survive? No.
Not quite. Another kill goes to Sirius, and Nav is just having a good time in this top side, and this is a pretty bad spot for a Darius. You want to be able to dominate early so you can just continue rolling over these skirmishes and team fights later in the game, but 0-2 and 0, it's going to be very tough for him to be relevant. He's just going to get kited around by Sarah and beaten down by a Spiegel and Sirius in a straight-up fight.
At this point, the Darius strategy may not work because double Dark Seals hasn't picked up by Nav, and we did peg that Cinch. Doesn't really have a bad matchup at the moment, and his regeneration is just crazy with the Dark Seal, so I guess UST playing it right, enabling the swing.
Just force these numbers, very low interaction really. So I've heard some players just shout nerf Singe and how Fling is garbage and removes all lane interaction, but that is the state of the game right now, and very good on UST to pick up something powerful, knowing that AMA did not ban it out in any of their 5 bans.
And now Zoe will try and answer the early invade before he takes away the Raptors from Sirius.
In trouble.
Present connects there, teleport has been signaled in, but will he survive in time? No! Sarah's low! Zoe picks it off, teleport burnt, here comes the sting.
Well, he still wants to go for it.
No, teleport has been used.
Seems like he just has to burn that. So far, until that point, Sarah was doing a very good job at evading Zoe, just dodging the ulti, dodging the Arctic Assault as well. But there he had no vision, and Zoe just took him down. Very good by AMA.
I mean, this kind of shows how normally we would see... I mean, this is a Lucian mid, so I would not expect maybe a cleanse, but we all know that for Sarah did pick up the Ignite, really worked well in the early wave. But now have to be a bit more careful, seeing how Zoe is now... level, he's level 8, so ultimate is available, so he has to be a bit careful.
Definitely a little bit more caution is advised there. Let's see, UST doing a little bit of vision control here in the river, but AMA has been doing a pretty good job at establishing some vision control in the bot side. Of course, they're going to try and sweep this river, but AMA has some very deep vision here, or behind the red buff and near the Raptor camp, really, so they should know where Sirius is in the next few minutes.
And I do want to point out in UST's bot lane, the Yasuo picked up the Relic Shield, so I expect that Crescio may reach his support item faster compared to the Soraka. We can see the Forbidden Idol already picked up by the Lulu. And now they're going for an extra push in the bot lane. Let's see, Sirius is waiting there.
They could potentially
go for the Soraka.
Go for this, yeah. Always hit the medic first. Serious wants to go for it.
Okay, he won't wait just in time.
They can just take down this turret very, very quickly. Let's see if AMA can respond to this.
I don't think so. Realm Ward is available for Niebe.
Niebe and Teleport go in. Sirius is very, very low.
Sirius overcommits there. Teleport has been channeled through. As Relapse going in for the dive there. Overstabs the Sniggle going in for the last breath from the Dream-Man knockoff of the Lulu. They're now going on to the Darius, but in the end, that's gonna be them backing away. Sirius is low. Pressure flashes out. They're chasing down UST in the bot lane. And now they're going in onto the Sejuani. Espiegel is low. Sarah's gone. And now Espiegel's the only one remaining. It's going to be a slaughter in the bot lane as 2 members of UST has been wiped out.
I like how AMA played that. They're just completely denying Espiegel's value there. Of course, he gets the last breath in, but he was exhausted at that time. And once the teleport from Spells went in, he had to apprehend to just completely deny Espiegel from going anywhere, which puts him at a disadvantage, so he had to retreat. And once he was gone, Sarah wasn't dealing enough damage because he was between a rock and a hard place, right? So he had to back off as well, but at that point, AMA got 2 kills.
This is great for AMA, guys. So, note that from our previous statements, if AMA wins this game, they instantly knock out TP from any chance of playoffs. So, a lot of bearing is on this match here for UST versus AMA because TP's fate will be decided.
And it's going to be quite tough for this one, but AMA equalizes the gold a little bit. 14 minutes, 3K, around 2.5K gold deficit. That's not too bad. Spells got the kill that he really appreciates, and Relapse got a kill on top of two assists from earlier, so that was very good. It just lets him catch up. At this point, Spiegel 0-1-1. So it's actually quite even here in the bot side.
It's quite alright for UST because they're now banking on Sarah already completing the Blade of the Ruined King. You see the Roa completed by the Rise, but this could be the chance for AMA to start fights in their favor because they're gonna wait for Relapse to build towards that Jinsu's Rage Break completed. Right now, I would expect a Nashers to be next. So AMA will have definitely power spikes when the game progresses.
Yeah, very good on AMA to actually survive the bot.
Prison is available. This can bind it down, but Illusion is protected by the Lulu. The Railroad has been used, but Niebe will have his own escape with his flash, calling for that extra peel there.
We want this turret really badly. Spells is around the corner. You have to be careful.
Oh, God, overcommitment under the tower for a 2-man knockup from the Wild Ghost. The Wish has been used. AMA gets the heal, but that won't be enough because Nav just took the Sejuani down.
UST just rolls them over in the mid lane. Flame did a lot of damage there. Very unexpected, but of course, they might go for more. That bot lane turret is so low in health. They want to take that down, just get more global gold, extend their lead over AMA. And that is going to ensure that Espiegel is going to have a lot of gold, and Sarah as well. That is very important for this composition to succeed.
UST not wasting any more time here. There's the Ice Pillar. What an Ice Pillar in the flame! That immediately destroyed the Kaiser. Relapse is gone. Knockup is there. Last breath have been used. And now Ken Frost is just going to be Espiegel's victim. Here it comes. Windwall was used a bit too late. Niebe does get away with a speed boost. The last step miss does not get the knock up there. He doesn't need it. Closing in hot. Niebe's alone. Can he go for the wipeout? Fling again gives a Spiegel that second kill.
Man, that puts UST so much ahead. AMA, they had an opportunity to really equalize that, but they got caught hard by UST. That was so good. As Spiegel gets the kills he needs, Nav gets even more gold in his pockets, making it much harder for AMA to deal with him in the future. And Sarah just appreciates having his lane opponent Niebe get taken down, so he has a lot more freedom in this mid lane.
My God, this thing is so disgusting. So I think I know why players have been banning it out. And really hate playing against this Cinch. So, Summer's watching right now. You're watching the 2018 LVS Spring Term, Week 6 of our group stages, the last week though, before we move on to our playoffs.
Playoffs is going to be super important. That's why this last match before the tiebreakers is pivotal.
I mean, for UST Tigers, they're going on with a good bang here because 8-4 kill score on your screens right now.
Very good position.
Yeah, turret score-wise, UST has complete control of the match.
UST, they want to go for more.
Branso down. Oh boy, does assault away. Ken Frost gets blocked by the pillar. Kill the medic first. A last attempt to survive with the wish. Does not happen here. Now UST going in for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, that is against the Geneva Convention. You can't do that. However, they go for the Rift Herald for this one. This is going to extend their pushing power so hard. Zoe has to respond to this.
Let's wait for a contest coming from AMA. Clash Masters over the wall. They plant some
Pulling it away.
Yeah. Control ward is being placed here. Getting some vision, but UST already in the 2K range there. They will immediately just jump onto a Spiegel, remove the Yasuo. Being left alone.
They know that it's much too difficult to go for the Rift Herald, so they go instead for the lone mid laner, rather lone Yasuo there. Spiegel gets taken down, and they straight go for the turret here, trying to get some global gold back in their hands, but this is going to be Crescio and Sirius. Not the best at the defending so far, but they're going to try and hold it out as long as they can.
Oh, what a prison coming from So immediately apprehends Crescio, removing the Lulu. The tower still stands. Redemption is coming in here for the soft reset. Sarah's here, same with the Singe. Bundle chasing out. My God, chased out So. Now the members of Clash Masters are low. They're going to get... Oh, the Realm Warp did not happen there. It looks like AMA. Niebes being tied out there. Ice Cooler being placed there. So, oh God, did you see Relapse shredding the line of USC Teletype?
Here comes the Spiegel.
The Trundle flashed by Spiegel. Gets pointed down. There's just Salt. One more point for the burst, but looks like it won't happen here as Sarah gets the double kill.
That was almost a disaster for AMA. They only got 2 casualties there, but here it would have been worse if AMA was not able to stop Spiegel. Spiegel was dashing in. It would have been a triple kill, but he was snared and he was knocked up by the Arctic Assault before that could happen. But of course, UST still comes out of that very much ahead, gets the Rift Herald onto mid lane. They have a good wave top lane and bot lane. A lot of pressure from all sides onto AMA, and they're feeling it.
They really want to stop Spiegel from closing into his teammates. Avoided a triple kill. That's great, but still suffer the casualties here as UST Teletigers are now going for the Ocean Drake.
They're going for it, and it is going to help out in sustaining the fight if they can go. Oh,
okay. Kenfrost, what are you doing there? Great. Great burst coming from Nieve, but Kenfrost will secure it there. Okay, Relapse did not connect with Crescio, but Crescio did flash away.
The entire squad wasn't there. Even with a knockup from Crescio, there was no last breath to actually follow that up, and UST did not have enough distractions in the front line to actually make it so Sarah can free hit, so he has to back up.
Yeah, I mean, to the viewers out there, to summoners, when the clash does happen, glue your eyes to the key carries. But for AMA, you need to watch out for Relapse. But for UST, there's 2 things you can watch out here. Sarah using Illusion and the last breath from Spiegel. Not only does it give extra ground control, 1 second in the air is everything that Sarah needs to land or make use of that calling. So UST having a plan set here, but Clash Masters trying their best to answer the challenge.
They might want to go and start establishing control over this Baron area, because this is so important. Pings going around the Baron pit. As for AMA, you have to watch out for Niebe as well.
Oh,
he
Spiegel
has a lot of...
That's caught. That's rooted. Silence 2. Polymorph is there for Relapse. He could not do anything as the shutdown bounty goes to Spiegel for his life. 1-for-1 trade there from the Yasuo to the Kai'Sa, but that's not it just yet. The Singe with the slow from the Poison Trail.
They went so hard onto Spiegel that Sarah and Sirius were just free to do whatever they want. And this is going to give them the Baron, which is going to extend their lead so hard once they crash down on these turrets like a wave.
I mean, the Lulu instantly removed Relapse, the key threat to UST. 1 skill to just shut it down. I mean, they tried their best to stall, but now UST getting what they want, the Baron buff.
Yeah, most AD carries, they can kind of weave in and out of the polymorph range. But since Kai'Sa has shorter range than most other AD carries, as soon as he goes in to try and auto-attack and free hit, Crescio knows what to do. Polymorph him, burst him down with Ignite and the Glitter Lance, let the rest of your team finish the job. So UST so far playing very well against AMA's composition, and AMA, they're spending so much on Spiegel just to snare him, exhaust him, but the rest of the UST squad is very threatening, especially Sarah.
I mean, like I said before, man, you gotta watch out for that Lucian. The Yasuo is just a minor obstacle for AMA in a way that if the wind wall was well placed by Spiegel, Oh boy, Relapse is gonna have a really bad time. He has to watch out for the Polymorph. He has to watch out for the Wind Wall. Can really deny so much damage from the Kai'Sa. So, Flash Masters, you have to be careful. So, went for the vision clear there. Does get away over the wall.
Let's see how... Ooh, Sarah, look at that.
Oh no. Oh, great pursuit away from the prison there. They're gonna get caught here. Ken Frost left alone. He's not gonna go anywhere there. Easy pickup from his Spiegel.
That is going to be a necessary sacrifice for AMA, but this is just going to be topside. There's still a very far away wave, but UST is setting up to try and control this area so they can take down these objectives one by one. And they have regeneration on their side with the Ocean Drake. If AMA does not get them in one big fight, it's going to be very tough for them to actually accomplish anything, because UST is just going to regen back up and then have that be combat ready on the next turret, and this is going to be happening now.
This will be the inhibitor turret at stake here. So goes in for the fling on to...
Ooh, lots of damage.
Wow, look at the heal coming in there. There's the last breath. Just not quite yet. They're going in for the cleanup. Look at that serious splashing in onto the healer. Can't force the focus, but Spells did use the upper hand. They're just melting the members of AMA. Cyril, great positioning, great damage from the Lucian.
Not quite an ace, but this is going to put a dent in AMA's defenses. They have Baron buff. Three members down for AMA. They can go for a game here at 24 minutes. And they're really pushing back Spells and Ken Frost. Ooh, Sarah almost gets taken down.
Very close call for UST. Wait for the Atlas, but yeah, this will be game set here. Trying to stop everything, but in the end, looks like UST, Talo Tigers, will take away this game. Now we'll be moving on to our condition for this match. Yeah. A tiebreaker will happen for AMA versus TUP.
That is quite a match. Very decisive come from UST, showing that they're really one of the top tier teams here in the LVL. Just the adaptation, the decisiveness of how they rotate, how they play these team fights. You saw so many heals, so many disruptions against a Spiegel. However, the rest of the team was able to back that up. Of course, looking at the standings at this point.
So if you check out the standings, like I said before, this game had bearing for our next match. A tiebreaker of AMA versus TP will happen because UST did win. So you can see there why ADU will not be in the tiebreaker because of the head-to-head thing we had. But ADU, yes, they are secured of their playoff spot. Congratulations to them. But now let's see. After the short break, we'll move on to our tiebreaker. So
that is going to be very exciting indeed. Tiebreakers are always like the crux of these crunch time moments. We said that last week was like crunch time, but now this is where it all comes down to these teams that are in the middle of the pack. How are they going to get ahead of the competition?
So we'll see that after the short break here. This is me, Vulcan, and Ala signing off here. Thank you so much for watching the 2018 LVL Spring Term, last week of the group stages. So right after the short break, we'll move on to the tiebreaker. AMA versus TUP. See you there. First stab the Spiegel going in with a last breath from the Dream-Man knock of the Lulu. They're now going on to the Darius, but in the end, that's gonna be them backing away. Sirius is low. Pressure flashes out. They're chasing down UST in the bot lane. And now they're going in onto the Sejuani. Spiegel is low. Sarah's gone. And now Spiegel's the only one remaining. It's going to be a lot of Spiegel.
That's a lot of speed.
That's caught. That's rooted. Silence 2. Polymorph is there for Relapse. He could not do anything as the shutdown bounty goes to Spiegel for his life. 1-for-1 trade there from the Yasuo to the Kai'Sa, but that's not it just yet. The same with the slow from the Poison Trail.
They went so hard onto his Spiegel.
This will be the inhibitor turret at stake here. So goes in for the fling on to...
Ooh, lots of damage.
Wow, look at the heal coming in there. There's the last breath. Just not quite yet. They're going in for the cleanup. Look at that serious splashing in onto the healer. Can't force the focus, but Spells did use the upper hand. They're just melting the members of AMA. Cyril, great positioning, great damage from the Lucian.
They can go for the game here at 24 minutes, and they're really pushing back Spells and Ken Frost. Ooh, Sarah almost gets taken down.
Very close call for UST. But wait for the Atlas. But yeah, this will be game set here. Trying to stop everything, but in the end, looks like UST, Talo Tigers, will take away this game. Now we'll be moving on to our condition.
Cold and the cards all fold, and the saints we see are all made of gold. When the sinners crawl, so they dug